Hi guys, and welcome to another batch of your replays. Today I felt like German tank destroyers, so after watching 7 German tank destroyer replays, I picked out the 2 I liked the most, and we're kicking off with this game here on Fisherman's Bay. We are with Juho, or Juho996. I have no idea how to pronounce your name. I'm just going to be calling you Juho, if you don't mind. Juho is here in his Tier 6 German Nashorn, and it's a very, very difficult matchup. As you can see, he is bottom tier in his Tier 6 Nashorn in a Tier 8 game. A lot of Tier 8s on the enemy team. Actually, not that many. 5 Tier 8s on the enemy team. A lot of Tier 7s. But Juho is bottom tier. And on Fisherman's Bay, you often see a lot of tanks heading up into this corner. A1, A2. I'm not a big fan, because I think this position is only a good position if enemy tanks are advancing down the 1-2 lines or into the middle of the village along the E line. Quite often you see a lot of tanks just sitting here and waiting for their enemy or their friendlies to die before getting involved. They're afraid to move out of this position, but it's a very, very strong position, and Juho is going to be making use of it. Really, I think the position is only really good if, as I say, the enemy teams are advancing towards you. And as long as you've got shots, as long as you're doing damage, as long as you're getting spots from this position, it's quite good. And you can see that Juho isn't getting shots, so he decides to move forward. There's the best player on the enemy team, a Panther. But this tank destroyer is just amazing. The Nashorn really is a great tank destroyer. It has problems, but it's got an absolutely amazing gun, and that's what makes the tank a heck of a lot of fun to play. As Juho continues working here, lots of tanks presenting themselves to be shot, but what makes the Nasorn great is its gun. It comes with the long 88, the L71 I believe it is, 203mm of penetration, 240 alpha damage. It's got great DPM, great penetration, decent damage. It's just an awesome gun, and when you consider this is the gun as Juho picks up kill number 1. But when you consider this is the gun that comes on the Tigers at Tier 7, it's the gun that comes on the Jag Tiger 88 at Tier 8, it's the gun that comes on the Panther 88 at Tier 8, premium tanks. But you can get it here at Tier 6 on the Nasorn. It's a fantastic gun. So the Nasorn has very good camo rating, so in addition to it having an amazing gun, it's got very good camo rating. And it's quite quick in a straight line, but it's not very maneuverable. It's got absolutely no armor, so it's a stereotypical glass cannon. You don't want to get spotted, you don't want to get shot at, because this is, it's got literally no armor. HE will really mess up a Nashorn. And the other downside to the Nashorn actually is, come to think of it, I think it has very poor gun depression. No idea what it is off the top of my head, but the gun depression isn't very good. As you can see here, Juho has had to move to the top of a small rise in order to get his gun on target. But you can see that he's got quite a nice gun arc. He's not having to adjust the hull of his tank in order to get his gun on target. So the gun arc is very good on the tank as well. So really the only issues are, it's a sniper. You cannot really play it aggressively. Ooh, quite lucky not to kill his own bulldog there, but very good game so far. Juho's up to 2,000 damage, he's on 1 kill. There's the best player in the enemy team, and again another beautiful shot sneaked in. Something I haven't mentioned so far is you can see Juho's making very good use of his ammo choices. He's shooting standard AP, but he switches to premium whenever he thinks he needs it. Unfortunately, Juho's teammate, Chris Wilson's been taken out. But this is not a game. The game is not over at any, or by any chance. It's still 6-8. And tank destroyer gameplay, it's not exactly, or it depends on the tank destroyer I suppose, it's not exactly the most exciting of gameplay. But this is how you really need to play the Nasorn. As I say, it's a sniper. You have to play it passively. Can't afford to get spotted, and there we go. I have seen this replay, but it's been a while. So, unfortunately, no armor. 247 damage taken from the Hellcat. And that shot went a little bit higher. At least it looked like it went a little bit high. Score is 7-9. And Yuho is struggling to get his gun on target. He auto-aims. Unfortunately, misses. Lots of targets or lots of tanks presenting themselves to be shot. And again, beautiful use of the ammo. He switches back to premium ammo in order to put some damage into an IS-3 that's moving up through the village on the E-line. Gets another shot in. That takes him up to 3k damage. Bottom tier tank, remember? But it's got an amazing gun. Damage is just racking up. So, as you can see, he's shooting and he's not being spotted. The camo rating on the Nasorn is very, very good. But it needs to be good due to the fact it's got no armor. But, threat in the center has been taken out. He's moving forward, going to try and prevent the cap. Doesn't need to. Yag Panthers there. So, it's looking a little bit more comfortable now. It's 4 versus 3. The score is 12-11. Yuho's up to 4k damage. Still on the 1 kill, but 4k damage is bottom tier. Really, you cannot complain. So, again, nice move. Getting into bushes, making sure he's safe. Beautiful, beautiful predictive shot. Beautiful shot on the T-71. Unfortunately, it gets him spotted. Other nice thing about this game is there isn't any arty. Just realized there's no arty in the game. So as you could probably tell, I'm just doing this live. Unfortunately, I'm working later today. Haven't had a lot of time. And whoa, trade shots with the Hellcat. It takes him down to 123 health. Takes out the Hellcat for kill number 2. But now it is 3 versus 1. So again, you'd say that this was quite comfortable, but it's a tier 7 tank, 2 tier 6s up against a tier 8, and the Borsig's got great camo rating, and all of these remaining tanks are on low health. Cromwell's on 79 health, the Yag Panther's on 189 health, and Yuho is on 123 health. But 3 versus 1, all they need to do is try and find the Borsig, but the Borsig's biggest strength is also its camo rating. And the fact it's a turreted TD makes the camo rating even better. So this is quite dangerous. Yuho is asking in chat for information. Information always good. Is the Borsig using the big or small gun? That makes a big difference. Not on the fact that the Borsig can one-hit kill all the remaining tanks no matter what game or what gun he's using, but mainly down to his reload. Now, the Borsig was last spotted in J4. And Yuho is going for a couple of shots. He's not, he doesn't have a lot of ammo left, but maybe he's trying to get the Borsig to relocate. Trying to use third-person view. The bushes in front of him are solid, so he's got his camo rating set up. He's using Binox and Camo Net, forgot to mention that. So he really has his Nashorn set up as a sniper. And it's just a question of someone's got to pull up their pants. Someone's got to go in and spot this Borsig. But Yuho only has 4 shots, well, excluding his HE. He has 2 AP, 2 APCR. He's switching to HE. Good move. It's a Borsig. He's going to be using HE. Didn't actually say what this had, but the gun, the L71, 203mm of penetration, 240 alpha damage. Fantastic. The Premium, or the HE, 44mm of penetration. So that should or could penetrate the Borsig. 295 damage. And no idea, let's see how much. No one has spotted the Borsig in a while, or at least Borsig was not spotted in Juho's view range, so we have no idea how many hit points the Borsig is on. So it's a waiting game, 5 minutes left of this game. Someone needs to go in, someone needs to spot the Borsig. So the Jagdpanther and Cromwell are in the middle. And the Jagdpanther's moving through town. So it's all a question of patience. All 3 tanks are one-hit kills. Juho's going for another couple of blind shots, or another blind shot at where the Borsig was last spotted. Jagdpanther's pushing up the 9-0 lines. Cromwell is saying that he's going to go, but doesn't look as if he is. Looks as if the Cromwell's still hanging around the middle. Jagdpanther in the meantime is continuing down the 9-0 lines. So 2 tier 6s, 1 tier 7 versus a tier 8 tank. Time is running out. We're down to 4 minutes. Cromwell's going for it. Jagdpanther's going for it. Juho is staying back to snipe. He's got his HE loaded. Things are getting very, very tense. Okay, now the Cromwell has moved into... Oh, now things are happening. The Borsig took out the Jagdpanther without getting spotted. So we know that the Jagdpanther just died in G0. That means that the Borsig is somewhere down in town, or else he's hanging out around J9. But that's the camo rating on the Borsig. Borsig was able to take out the Jagdpanther without getting spotted, and the Jagdpanther and Indian Panzer are saying that the Borsig is in H8, so he's in town. Indian Panzer spamming the map for some reason. But the Cromwell did move into where the Borsig had been last spotted. The Borsig is obviously relocated to take out the Jagdpanther. So things are getting even tenser. Only 3 minutes left of this game. It is 2 versus 1. 2 tier 6s versus a tier 8. Still no idea what hit points the Borsig is on, because he wasn't spotted before taking out the Jagdpanther. So Cromwell wants to charge in and try and find the Borsig. 2.5 minutes left of this game. Juho is a little bit indecisive. He's wondering, should he cap? Should he cover the cap? And someone spots the Borsig. In fact, that was probably, or good chance, that was Juho himself. This is a 9.6 replay, by the way, guys. So, tank destroyers, was this 9.6 when the tank destroyers got the view range nerf? I can't remember. Can't remember if it was 9.6 or 9.7. But Juho is set up. We know the Borsig's in the middle. Cromwell's still pushing around the other side of the map, but there's only 1 minute, just 1 minute 50 seconds left. Juho is communicating to the Cromwell. He's saying to go cap. He's going to spot. Cromwell agrees. Cromwell decides to come back. So there's only 1 minute 35 seconds left. Is that going to be enough time to cap? What's nice here is Juho's giving advice to the Cromwell. Rather than being salty, rather than getting angry or insulting, he's actually trying to help his teammates. He's letting the Cromwell know that he can shoot through the bushes without getting spotted. But at the moment there's 1 minute 26 to cap, and there's only 1 minute 7 seconds left of this game. So at some point, Juho is going to have to reverse into the cap, but in the meantime, they're trying to put pressure on the cap. Cromwell is capping, Juho is covering, they're both one-hit kills. What would you do in this situation? So 45 seconds left. Juho decides now, couldn't spot the Borsig coming across to stop the cap. Now he's going to go in for the cap. 36 seconds left in the game. 2 tanks in the cap. Now they can cap in time, but no, all of a sudden the Borsig appears to the left. Cromwell gets taken out, and oh, really unfortunate. Yuho only does 70 damage with his HE shell. 800 or 285 that time. That's better. You can see the rate of fire on the Nashorn. But only 10 seconds left of this game. Borsig misses. Yuho pulls around. Another high roll, 277. Just a one-hit kill. Borsig's one-hit kill, but Yuho hits the wreck of the tank. The Borsig misses, and the game is over. Wow. Speechless. Arse biscuits. As Yuho says himself, Nasorn, worst heartbreak ever, 5k damage. I guess you know how much damage he did. But it was an ace tanker on a draw for Yuho. He also picked up a Confederate, a high caliber. He finished up with 5k damage, 2 kills, and a huge amount of XP. Almost 1800 base XP from a draw. What an ending. Feel so sorry for you, Yuho. He fired 36, hit 25, pen 22. The gun, the long 88, the L71, amazing gun on the Nasorn. It makes the tank great, and I kept my Nasorn. It's one of the few tanks I kept from grinding up the newer German tank destroyer line. I think the Nasorn's a fantastic tank. Huge amount of damage, and as you can see, most of the damage he did was from a distance of more than 300 meters. The Nasorn is definitely a sniper. It's got the accuracy, it's got the rate of fire, it's got the penetration to be a sniper, and because it has no armor, you need to play it that way. He's damaged 10, destroyed 2, did 539 assistance damage, and ended up, because he ended up firing almost all his ammunition in that game, including all of his premium ammo, he ended up making just a profit of 4,000 credits with a premium account. 1729 XP wasn't the first game of the day, left Yuho on 2,695. So what a heartbreak game, but it does show how awesome the Nasorn can be. Really love the Nasorn, and thank you so much for sending that replay in to me, Yuho. Moving on from that heartbreak, we've got GileTheGreat in the Sturer Emil. So yes, you German speakers are going to have an opportunity to correct my pronunciation once again. This is the tier 7, so this is the tank you move on to from the Nasorn. And again, it's a very unusual tank. It's not a lot of fun. I think it's one of the worst stock tanks in the game, in my opinion. I can't remember, I think I had to gather something like 40,000, maybe 50,000 free XP in order to get the final gun on this tank before starting to play it. The stock gun is the Dickermax's gun, but this tank, the Sturer Emil, uses it at tier 7, and it gets to face tier 9s. It gets to face tier 9s with the gun from the Dickermax, so it's not a lot of fun to play stock, and it takes a lot of XP to unlock the final gun. As a result, a lot of people don't like this tank, and but once it's finally upgraded and you get the final gun, what you get is a 128mm, 490 alpha damage, 231mm of penetration. Very good gun. And the only downside is it doesn't get a lot of ammunition. As you can see, GileTheGreat is only carrying 15 rounds. Now this is a 9.6 replay, so unfortunately it's not the newer map. But it still doesn't take away from a really good replay. Just showing how devastating the Sturer Emil can be when it gets into a nice matchup. GileTheGreat is top tier in this particular game. 2 shots, 2 kills. Now he does get spotted. Unfortunately, the camo rating on the Sturer is not as good as it is on the Nasorn. And as you can see, the tank is slow, it's unmaneuverable. So it's a lot worse than the Nasorn in a lot of ways, even though the final gun is still a pretty good gun. What this tank does get that the Nasorn doesn't get, though, is gun depression. Very good gun depression. So GileTheGreat, 2 shots, 2 kills. Going for another shot, and 568 damage on an AMX AC-46. Now, he is getting spotted. He is quite far up, and he's playing the Sturer aggressively, and that's not usually what you want to do in this tank, but unfortunately he's advanced. He doesn't have the speed or maneuverability to reverse. That's 4 shots, 3 kills, 1400 damage. Lots of enemy tanks presenting themselves to be shot in front of Gil, but he needs to be careful. There are tanks to his right, But you can see him using the gun depression, playing the tank to its strengths, moving up. Panther gets a shot in, but he's going for the Chinu. Chinu is a one-hit kill. Puts a shot straight through his gun mantlet, and there's kill number 4. 5 shots fired, 2,000 damage, 4 kills. This is what the Sturer is very good at. And again, Gile is using the gun depression. Panther misses. Third person shot, and he takes out the Panther for kill number 5. Now there's a KV-3 in the middle in the village. So Gile is backing away. No, he's not. He's going on the attack again, but he's using the gun depression once again, exposing very little of his tank, looking for an outline. Trying to get into a position where he can get an outline. It looks as if he got an outline. Can't see it here. Not much of one. But KV-3, 500 hit points left, and there we go. That's kill number 6. 7 shots fired. So, he is getting shot from the right-hand side. There seems to be a Stug up on the ridge around F5. So we know, or Gile knows, there's a Jagdpanther in front of him. There's a Stug to his right. It's a good thing Artie has been leaving him alone. There is Artie in this game, and the Sturer Emil is a very, very good Artie magnet. Takes a lot of HE damage. Open top vehicle. But Gile is going on the attack, and I like what Gile did here. What he did is he put the rise, he put the sand dunes between himself and the Stug. Now he's going on the attack, he's looking for the Jagdpanther. This is a very, very comfortable game, mainly down to Gile picking up 6 kills already. The score is 9-6. Stug has been spotted in the middle, but Gile is looking for the Jagdpanther. Once again, he's playing his tank to his strengths. It's using the gun depression, advancing to the top of the rise, trying to find this Jagdpanther. Checking to see what sort of backup he has. He's got an SU-152 behind him. Spots the Jagdpanther. Swings around. 622 health. And that's not a high roll, but 478 damage, not to be sniffed at. So that's 8 shots, 8 hits, 6 kills for Gile. He's taken him up to 3,000 damage. So a lot of people dislike the Sturer, and I think it's because it's just such a horrible stock grind, and because the lack of speed and lack of maneuverability make it a very, very situational tank. But again, he's moved up, he's got the gun depression, he's showing almost none of his tank. He's able just to poke his gun over the ridge, take out the Jagdpanther for kill number 7. Just 2 tanks left on the enemy team. And this is a very, very comfortable game. 13-9. Now, we're getting towards the end of the game, and neither of the enemy tanks have been spotted yet. T-34-1 is a good player, but he hasn't been spotted yet. Artie hasn't been spotted. Gile's team are advancing, and this is where... Oh, finally the T-34-1 has been spotted on the mountain. This is where the tank lacks, especially towards the end of games. You just don't have the speed and maneuverability to clean up. Artie gets a nice kill on the T-34-1, just enemy Artie left. Gile is looking for his Radleys. He's on 7 kills. 9 shots, 7 kills. That's just how awesome the Sturer is when it gets an opportunity to shine. Problem is, it's a very situational tank, and not all games, very few games are going to be as good as this. Enemy tanks usually don't line up in front of your gun to be shot. But after the first game was a heartbreak, I decided, you know what, I need some cheering up. Let's see someone do really, really well in a tank that's not known for its flexibility. Artie is spotted, but he's way outside of Gile's render range, and that looks as if it's going to be the end of the game. So Tiger moving in. Friendly Artie takes out enemy Artie, and there we go. Just 7 kills from 9 hits. So nice to feature the Sturer Emil on the channel again, and GileTheGreat picked up an ace tanker, he picked up a high caliber, he picked up a top gun, he finished up with 3,235 damage done, 7 kills, 1,290 base XP, really nice game. I wish all my games were as good as that in the Sturer. He fired 9, so let's reiterate, he got 7 kills and only fired 9 shots, but thankfully he didn't run out of ammo, because that's a problem the Sturer Emil has, it doesn't carry a lot of ammo. But 9 shots, 9 hits, 9 penetrations, nice amount of damage. Gil spotted 1, damaged 7, destroyed 7, did 774 assistance damage. Wasn't playing with a premium account and still earned 22,000 credits with that. 1290 XP on a ×2, first win of the game, or first win of the day, I'm happy to see. Left him on 2,580. So yeah, I thought I'd finish up with a nice game and a nice win, because the first game was just, oh, the end of the first game was so depressing. I thought I'd leave you with a smile on your face. The Sturer Emil, not every game. It's a very, very inflexible tank, and games like that are fairly rare. You've got to gain. It's like the Nasorn, you've got to play the Sturer Emil very, very passively, although Gil was playing it a little bit more aggressively. He kind of got stuck out in the open on Sand River and ended up having to shoot his way out of trouble, but he shot his way out of trouble really, really well. I want to thank GileTheGreat, and again, want to thank Yuho for sending those replays in. I hope you guys at home enjoyed watching them, and I'll see you next time.